everybody. Here we go. Get some work done early. While it's still on my mind from yesterday. One of the biggest problems I have with working on books. One of the biggest problems with inconsistency, especially like the inconsistency I've shown on this particular book, not just this book but any book, is that right now, for example, because I've been working on it, it's kind of buffered in my head. But it's not buffered in my head if I let it go for a few months. I actually forget what's in the book, and that makes the quality suffer. I found that with the Korean book a lot. I feel like the quality suffered, and I had to review. I mean, I think the final product quality was what it would have been no matter what, because I'm pretty obsessive, but except for the typos. But I think that the time I waste researching what was where is pretty. It's weird. This is not on par anymore. Let's see. This was not. Oh no, no. This is just one row down here somehow. Okay. Oh no, that was actually supposed to be up top. I'm not sure what happened. Why did that shift? Well, this is Word for you though. It does shift. So this one thing has shifted. Anyway. Wait a minute. This is the version I was working on, right? Why is this so messed up? I'm not going to worry too much about it. This stuff shifts a lot until before the final print. I am going to worry about it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, it's because I added Serifu. Yeah, I went back and I added Serifu, and that screwed up my... Oh, no. It's getting closer to being on par. That's weird because no word actually moved up here. And I don't have any more room. I wonder if there's any words that we don't need in here. Oh, these are all pretty big. Taifu. All it needs is one word from another lesson. No, all of these weren't taught until this lesson, so. Yasumu. Really? We don't know Yasumu yet? I'm not going to worry about it, because I can always delete one of these. I can always delete this additional word that I added. And I'll just do that for now, because it looks like I'll probably be adding another word or two. Because we hadn't even made that sentence yet. Alright. Okay. I'm sure I have a ZZZ continue down here from yesterday. I'm just kind of doing a quickie review. That's right, we added these. I haven't talked to Kanako yet. I had a meeting with her scheduled yesterday at 5, but I missed it. It didn't pop up on my calendar. I think when I put it in, I forgot to make it repeat. I think we're supposed to have it every Sunday, but that did not happen. Okay, I'm not going to worry about workbook stuff because I'm getting ready to change the workbook stuff significantly. Alright, let's try to get some. This is a section called Kanji Recognition. This also hasn't been touched until we're still doing a lot of work on the kanji. If you look up in here, this is actually where I'm doing all of my kanji work. I'm doing all of the kanji work here with our new style of mnemonics. This is weird. It's Burkin. Okay, I get it. Thank you. That is me, guys. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself here. It's this new style of mnemonic. This is all broken. Why is it doing? Why is it auto-justifying? The lessons in here will get moved over to the next edition of Kanji from Zero, Book 1, and then the style, once we finalize it, I think it's finalized pretty much, but you never know until you get to the end. Then that style will be ported over to books 2, 3, 4, and 5. For example, like this guide right here, this could change. Like this used to be a single row all the way down, but then, and so this kanji parts logic guide only shows up only shows the parts in order that they appear here to show where we're building these mnemonics from. And my original goal with these mnemonics was to avoid what Wanikani and some other books had done, where they take a radical and they give it a name that isn't what it is. Like they call it Superman or Superwoman. I saw that once on Wanikani, and I didn't like that. I didn't want to do that, but unfortunately I've had to do that because none of them, like for example, open box, like this just looks like an open box. There is no actual meaning to it. Anything that's blank doesn't have an actual meaning that I know of, that I can find. Even looking through the Chinese origins, I haven't been able to find. So it's like, how do I make a story out of something that I can't name? So either we have meaning or what it looks like, and sometimes we have both. For example, this means and also, but I've used it as a ladder and a top hat. And once we set these restrictions, then these are the only things we can use. So the student will remember the part as its meaning, if it has one, and or what it looks like. At least that's what I'm doing, and we're trying to build a basis for that. Okay, let's get past this. Action in a certain way. Wait a minute. Oh no, this is where we... yeah, I scrolled up. That's weird. I forgot where we were. Let's go back down. I forgot where I ended. I'm sure it was somewhere after this, though. Okay, here's the new kanji. Let's see. These are all messed up too. It's very weird. I don't know if this is a style thing that I can fix it. Memory box data. Let's see, are these both memory box? Yes. Let's go ahead and update this style here. And if this bottom one fixes, nope. No, we just broke everything. Let me undo the update. Yeah, this one's where I might have to actually go into the style itself. Yeah, it is justified to the left. The problem with Word is that welcome to the world of Word, but Word's got a separate style working within this table that you can't. It's somewhere, but I don't know. Like normally, it's highlighted here what style we're using, and this is highlighting as the style that I've made. But I don't know how. I don't know the other way to find out. There's some other style in the Word. I don't show. I guess I do show things that I don't use that are. But there's some sort of hidden style being used on the box, and I have to fight with that a lot in Word. My friend sent me a video last night when I was in bed. I didn't read. He sent me like rapid fire 4 messages. He's a Korean friend. He's my wingman in Korea. He's amazing. He sent it to me. I say wingman, not like we were picking up girls. But when I would go to the Comic Korea, he would like walk with me in the Comic Korea convention and help me talk to artists when I didn't know any Korean. And then I think the second or third time, might have been the first time. No, it's probably the second or third time. Oops, I'm supposed to split that. He just like made me go. He's like a young kid, but he doesn't follow like the Korean protocols of older is respected or something like that. Not that I'm not respected. He does respect me. Don't get me wrong. But he's a friend as if we were the same age, and I really appreciate that. He just would like push me. Go talk to this artist. This is if you want to talk to them, do it. I'll back you up if you can't do it. And he would like push me out into the open to use my Korean. And I would get so nervous. I'm getting nervous just thinking about this. Oh, this is a good lesson. Okay. But he sent me this video. It's got almost, I think it's got, if it's not already there, it's close to 300,000 views. It released it just 3 months ago. It's me talking in Japanese about K-pop versus J-pop from the Ego Egg channel. And I just posted it in all of the Discords. If you're in there, check it out. But they made my voice lower, so it sounds like this. I sound much cooler in the video. And it's me saying how amazing K-pop is compared to J-pop, and that J-pop really can't compare. And then there's 400 comments on it. So I told my Korean teacher on Aitaki that we're going to talk about that in the next video. I'd like to talk about some of those top comments and just read what they're saying. I already read one. The first one I read was, J-pop doesn't sell overseas. And I thought, oh, they're defending J-pop. Yeah, they don't actually sell overseas. But then the final part was like a real sting. It's like, because they can't. Because no one would sell by them. All right, let's just look at these words. I got to focus. Got to have focus here. Got to have discipline. All right, kamikiru. Let's just double check our verbs. Kamikiru, watasu. These are all part of the story of a rat, a mouse, in our reading comprehension. Oh, I just got a really cool idea. Oh, yeah. I think this is so boring the way our reading comprehension is. This is how books get delayed, but wouldn't it be cool? No, I'll do that in the video. I'm going to have these all animated for the video. So I'll go back. I'm going to make the reading comprehensions more fun. I'll have, I did it once before with the kappa reading comprehension that's coming up. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's fine. I'm just talking to myself. All right. Something kamikiru. The thing that is being bit off is marked with object marker. Oh, now notice that if you watch video 1, you know that I changed the settings for how Asian fonts interact with Western fonts. So now what used to have an auto space no longer has that space. And actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't have this space here because this is the book 5 and we don't have spaces when we're using kanji like that. So anyway, we're going to have times where the space is not there. So there used to be, even if you were this close. For example, if you see here, this particular style does not have that setting, this grammar text bold. So even without a space, it looks like pretty decent. So I can go in here and I can modify our paragraph style to not have automatically adjusted space between the Latin, that's what they call it now, Western, and Asian text. And then it's going to, if you watch, once I click the OK, you see how that shifted? So now I have to go back and manually add a space. I need to make sure as I work through the book that I start fixing all of our styles so that there's some regularity in there. Maybe I do want this space. I don't know. I'm going to keep it for now. It makes it kind of offset, and I like that. Somebody needs something watasu. All right, let's go back and double check these sentences. Kanako has made this one yellow. Inu ga nuigurumi no mimi o kamikirimashita. The dog bit off the ear of the stuffed animal. And okashi no fukuro o akeru toki, kuchi de kamikiranai de kudasai. When you open the snack bag, please don't bite it off with your mouth. I feel like that's a good request. Okay, so she obviously doesn't like this one. Kono niku wa kamikiranai de ne. Oh, kamikirenai desu ne. Oh, I was like, well, that English doesn't match. I missed the su. Kamikirenai desu ne. I'm not sure. This must, this is a Kanako sentence because she always loves having these commas. Nande, itsumo. I gotta be kind. Kanako's a great worker. She's like an amazing partner to work with. Blah 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 blah. Kommaが必要でしょうか? Go ahead and make that light blue. I was thinking that I probably need to have. She needs to have her own color. I think I'll make her color like pink, and I'll make mine blue for comments, but just so that we know who said what. I mean, there is a way in Word to do it where you add comments, but I'm not a fan of that system. It's more efficient, but I don't like using that system. Okay. So I'm okay with all of those. I don't think we're going to be adding any more words. So I don't think I need to worry about this space here. At least will let us add one more word if we need to up here. We'll do a little bit of book 5 work and then we'll switch over to Korean just so I can get some work done every day on. They're both equally important to the company. Korean's a little bit more important at this point because I haven't been able to make Korean videos without the new versions of the books. Okay, watasu. The thing being handed over is marked with object marker O. Now, I gotta go back. I don't know if I need this anymore since I show it here and this becomes extraneous. That's the idea of adding this style here. And I think the student's smart enough at this point to know what we mean by showing them that pattern. Oh yeah, guys, this is JFZ5. For those of you asking in the comments, I just kind of glanced over right now. All right. This is kind of sparse here, where you just have 2 sentences, but I don't think it's too complicated. これをスミスさんに渡してください. Oh, I was gonna say, where's the ni? I wonder if I should point out, even though this is book 5, that the something ni something o watasu, that the o and the ni could be. Yeah, I'm gonna make another sentence with. I'm gonna risk pushing my stuff down too far because I want a teacher note that explains, even though they should know this at this point. So we'll say, we come up with a name here. I always use Tanaka-san. Takenaka. Takenaka-san, my wife. Takenaka-san ni. Don't need a space. Why are there? Yeah, we can't do this. We can't have spaces. I need to make sure that we talk about this. That's book 1 level. That's spacing. Kono. And then I'm gonna go back. Kono what? I don't know. Let's see what words we have here. This bag. Hand this bag. That's really the only. Hand Takanaka-san this pan no mimi, this bread crust. Hand her this nuigurumi. That might work. Hand her this hay. Hand her this female cow. No, let's go with. See if there's something in the prior lesson. Wow, there's no concrete verbs. I always think of something that you can touch and hold as a concrete verb. I don't know if that's an actual thing. All of these are like overtime isn't something you can touch or feel. Honban, hokenryo, Deki audition serifu. None of these are touchable. Alexa, cancel alarm.
8:30 a.m. alarm canceled.
Oh God, I hope I didn't ruin that for somebody who was randomly streaming. You better reset your alarm. Sorry about that. Well, there's nothing here. So I'll probably just use Fukuro. Probably just use Nuigurumi. Why not? Takenaka-san ni このぬいぐるみを渡してください. And then we'll add a teacher note. I just always try to answer the question before it gets asked. And I don't think that this, at level 5 student, a book 5 student, I don't feel is going to have this issue. But, just to be safe. I don't want to, if I was teaching the live class, this is exactly what I would say. Actually, if I was going to be really smart, I should make it Smith-san ni kore o watashite kudasai. But I wanted a more variety. Tanaka-san ni kono nuigurumi o watashite kudasai. I got a Korean mood. The order can change if the particles move with the words. I mean, sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes it's not natural to change the order, but in this case, it doesn't really affect anything. I'll make this shorter here. Oh, my friend's finally responding. But are they? I don't see them. Here. Alright. Discipline, Trombley. The order of when O and Ni appear is opposite. Not opposite, is different from the first. From. It's so long. Sentence number 1. The order can change if the particles move with the words. That's kind of all I want to say. It's not too important of a thing to talk about. It's more important that I actually fix the English here. And actually, let me reconsider the watashite kudasai, and I'll make it some other grammar. Watasanakke ikenai. I don't know if we know watasanake. I think that's a possibility why Kanako didn't use it in the earlier lesson that I thought it should be. Watasanai to. Watasanak. Tanaka-san ni kono nuigurumi o. Now, it's interesting because if you're saying kono nuigurumi, I want you to think about the logic of this. If you're saying kono nuigurumi, it can't be past tense, theoretically. because she would already have it if you handed it to her, right? Like if you want to say, このぬいぐるみを渡した. Maybe you got it back from her and you're saying it, but the logic of that situation would be, if you're using このぬいぐるみ, it would be wrong. If we said, あのぬいぐるみ, it would work because it would be a ぬいぐるみ that's far from you and the person you're talking to, and it's a ぬいぐるみ that you no longer have in your possession. And you're saying like, oh no, I handed that stuffed animal to Takenaka-san. So, interesting. Takenaka-san ni kono nuigurumi o, I'm going to just say, I was thinking about removing the kono nuigurumi. Oh. Watashita hou ga ii desu. There we go. That's kind of nice. Kind of a complicated sentence. Now, you should hand this stuffed animal over to... It's actually more like pass, too. I feel like when I... What does Jisho even say about that? I feel like pass is a... Let's see here. Yeah, to pass. I like that. I feel like there's a better sentence here that I'm just not coming up with. I don't know if I like that. Watashita hou ga ii. Like, why? What's the reason behind? I don't like weird sentences if I can avoid them. But like, why? What's my reason? Why must I? Why should I hand this stuffed animal over to? I don't want to make it a first name. I want to make it a first name. Nah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it this. Takenaka. Alright. The order of... I need to make this shorter. Order of... O and Ni appear in different order. From sentence 1. I need to remove my enter here. There we go. We're down to 3 lines. Woohoo! We've improved it. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. What I should do is, just to make it clear, I'll underline these. Just to prove, I normally don't do that in this section here. But just in case someone doesn't quite see what I've done. Okay, 出口さんが家に遊びに来るので地図を渡しました。Mr. is coming to my house, so I handed him a map. Handed him a map. Because really, in this case, watasu sounds like gave. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add a section here and talk about this, because this comes up so much where you have to be flexible. Watasu is just one word in English. However, as is common in languages, however, as is common in language learning, you sometimes realize that what is in the dictionary for a word of one language for one word in Japanese might become many words in English. I'm gonna make this gave him a map. Because you wouldn't say chizu o ageta. You wouldn't do it. There's something about that you wouldn't say it. I don't know why. Deguchi-san ga ie ni asobi ni kuru no de chizu o. Like, I handed him a map. But in English, we would just say I gave him a map. That's what we would say. We wouldn't say I handed him a map. We just wouldn't say it because I don't know why. It doesn't feel right. Did Jisho.org even have the word? I know they had Passover, but I don't think they ever listed it as. Oh, they do have give. Look at that. They do have give. I don't want it to be. It is give though. It is 100% give. Like you could say, "Watashite kudasai," give it to me. Right? Like that's what you would say, "Watashite kudasai." It's not what. Okay, this is how I need to change the grammar. Watasu is not a give like present it to me like a present give. It's a handed over give. It's like, okay, I'm gonna still keep the. Okay, let me do this. And any other similar English that accomplishes. Oh, this is where I get wordy. I would not be wordy. Depending on what sounds natural in the English translation. In English. Translates to, because the meaning doesn't change. It's the translation. Hand over, pass, gave. Or any other similar English that accomplishes that. Not accomplish. Needs to be understood. See, the problem is the students need to be able to read this and get it without me having to over-explain it later on. Oh, it's give, not gave. That has the same core meaning of watasu. Not watashi. Watasu. Okay. Even though watasu can mean give, it is not the same give as ageru or kureru, learned in prior lessons, prior books, really. Prior lessons. Should I say prior books? It's prior lessons. This is book 5. I'm assuming they've read all books. And I put that in the beginning of the book. So even though that's going to... Watasu. Okay. I'm going to have to make this a whole other grammar section, I think. For example, if we say X wo ageru. No, I'll make some examples. Okay, let's do some examples here. X, I'll just use X. I've never actually done that. No, I'll do maru maru. Maru maru wo agemashita. And why is my... This is going to be a whole new grammar. I'm not going to make it as part of this. It's too much to be part of one thing. So this becomes I gave maru maru. He, she, they gave me maru maru. Oh, I need to explain these now. Because kureru is always in the receive mode. Ageru is always in the give mode. Not to beat a dead horse, but this is why there are problems with immersion, because you could never maybe figure out the way that ageru, kureru, and watasu are different, even though they all translate to gave, right? It's also the problem with using a dictionary to search for your words. I gave over. I handed. I gave them maru. Alright, I have to set some parameters here. In the following examples, oh, man, I don't know if I need to say this in book 5, but remember that in the following basic examples, we will only change the verb. We will normally there'd be more in these sentences. There's assume these sentences. No, I don't want to do that. Here's the problem, because normally you'd have let me see if I can add another thing. Tashi wa karera ni. I'll just do it so that there's no confusion what we're doing. Karera. Watashi wa karera ni make it 子供たちに. This might take some time to consider what I'm doing here. And then I'll say 子供たちは私に私は子供たちに I really want to keep this as 私は子供たちに but you can't. You can't say, you can never say 私はくれました ever. You can never do that. So I'm going to have to just explain. So I'm going to move this one down to 3 because it's a little bit more unique. People want to know why I haven't made book 4 videos. Or why book 5 isn't done. It's because when I work on it, this sort of thing, any book is going to have, even in a small section, you're going to spend a lot of time. And you can very easily exhaust yourself and not want to touch the book again for the day. Okay, so I gave... Does this look like I gave the children my balls or something? Gotta be careful. I gave the children maru maru. I wonder if I should change the maru maru to something. I'll make it something like okashi. I gave the children a snack. The children gave me a snack. Oops, that was the third. That's the sentence. That's the bottom one. 私は子供たちにお菓子を渡した. I gave the children. Okay, here's the weird part. I feel like in this case, I don't know why, it should be the snack. Because it's... Watasu must be like this known... I think watasu's used on a known thing that we're already talking about. Right? Oh, this is an English problem. It can't just be I handed them a snack. Could it be? Yeah, it could be. No. Yeah, I think it could be. That's definitely not a battle I want to fight in this thing. Sometimes when you write grammar, when I write grammar, you have to not make your explanation induce more questions. So sometimes you might have the perfect way of explaining it, but that induces more questions. Like what I was thinking right now, let's say that was a thing where it had to be the snack versus a snack. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I think there's something behind it. I need to talk to Kaneko about it and see what she says. And I just need to hear a reassuring, 問題ないですよ from her, then we'll be fine. But yeah, sometimes you got to be really careful about inducing more pain on them. And also, one of my philosophies is, if you don't punch the student. And that philosophy's always been, don't make the grammar so difficult that you're going to punch them in the stomach. Also, you can't give them a new rule only to give them so many exceptions right away. You can't say, here's this amazing rule, and then go, but. You have to give them a rule clean and clear. And then later on, you can introduce changes to that rule, but you can't give them the rule and immediately take it away. So many books do that, and I don't like doing that because someone's making noise. You shouldn't do that. 私たちは子供たちは子供にお菓子をくれました。A snake. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and just say getter is used when you are relinquishing ownership of the thing you are giving. You do this freely. Okay, this only makes sense if I pull the other part of this off. Okay. Watasu is not a relinquishing of ownership in all cases, but merely the transferring of the thing you are giving. Why is this being a bonehead? I shouldn't have to hit enter. I shouldn't have to auto-justify this. Oh, that's because we're in an example. Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to. Example style won't allow that. Okay. All right. This is actually the most important one, I feel. For, like, if they've got to this point, if a student gets to this point, it's easy to, even at this point, depending on how much conversation they've had, to screw this up. They might say like, くれてください. 友達にくれました. I gave it to my friend. You can't do that. Why? Okay, my font is reverting. Welcome to Word. I need to reconsider what I'm saying about changing of ownership. But that's really what it is. Like they gave it to me. It's mine. It's now mine, right? So I'm going to keep it. However, kureru is only used when something is given. Let me think about this. If I say Tanaka gave to a third party, yep, that's ageta. Even if I reverse it and say the third party gave to Tanaka, it's ageta. It's kureru is only used for yourself. Something to you. This is why the topic of the sentence changed from watashi to kodomo tachi. I need to fix this. I need to have a new style for example explanations. So I'm going to create it with this one. Just so it's justified properly. Okay. New style. Call this EX. I'll give it a number of 2, just so that I do that for order. I put numbers on it so that the order displays whatever way I want it to display, because it's alphabetical. We'll call it explanation. Explain. And I won't make it based on anything. No, I can base it on that. That's fine. Alright, and then I'll go up here. I'll have to fix it because it's been justified, but in the future, if I want to do this style, it's going to be nicer. Now I don't have to have like an enter here. It'll auto send it. I don't like how this looks though. So actually I'm going to do a style that I normally don't do. I want all the sentences to be viewable in one shot. So actually I can probably just bring this back to being a grammar text. Oops, wrong one. Still has issues. Watasu is not relinquishing the ownership in all. Watasu could be the relinquishing of ownership in all cases. Could be. I'm just imagining like someone that gets kicked out of their house and they hand the keys off. Now I'm thinking, am I doing too much explanation and I'm going to confuse them? Ageru is used when you are relinquishing ownership of the thing you are giving. I'm going to change the thing to the object. You were doing this freely. Watasu can also be the relinquishing of ownership. Comma. But the only thing we are certain of is okay. But without context, we only know that the physical location of the object changes from one person to the other. No ownership changes. I don't know if I like this. Could Kureru is also similar to ageru in the fact that there is a changing of ownership. However, kureru is only used when something is given to you. This is why the topic of the sentence changes from. Okay. I need to not throw this up ahead of the initial example sentences, or I will destroy their brain. It's too much to think of at this point. If either I make it a new grammar or I add it at the end of this. Okay. And we'll give this a sub. This is a grammar bold, I think. Grammar text bold. Grammar text bold. Okay. That is not grammar text bold. Grammar text bold should be here. Let's see what that breaks. I'm going to go ahead and update it. Okay, nothing moved around, so we should be... okay, a lot of things got moved, it looks like, though. There's that sort of slight pause that Word did. Alright, so this is going to be... Depending on what sounds natural in English. No, it's not what sounds natural. Okay, depending on what sounds natural in English. I'm going to pass or give. I'm going to go ahead and maybe put this above that particular thing. I probably should switch to the cram book soon. I need to get some work on that one done too. After I finish this, I'll put a ZZZ continue and we'll move on. I need time to really let this absorb to what I'm trying to write here. Or if it's even necessary. Is it too much? People could figure this out on their own, maybe. Maybe not, though. Because English has literally one way to say give, and we can use it in all those... I mean, there's an implication when you say, I handed over the map. I handed over... When you say I handed over, obviously, there's no implication of ownership change. But when you say I gave him the map, depending on the situation, that could mean it is now his map, or I just handed him the map. We're going to call this... Okay, I feel like that. It's kind of nice. Kind of like this. Now if I can just get these on par and like to stay on this one. Oh, that was easy. Actually, I could have done that using these here. Nope, they're already squeezed. Let me just squeeze this one right here. Yeah, that's good. These could be pushed out a little bit further. And Cipitol says, with Watasu, the example should be different. Snack is weird. It might be, but okay, that might be right. But here's the problem. Here's what I always try to do. When I'm trying to show the difference between a verb from other verbs, you can't change anything in the sentence. You have to have the same people involved, the same item being handed over, or it's like, why did you change the object? You know? Okashi works for both of these. I handed over the okashi. I understand it might be awkward, but it works for 1 and 3. If I'm going to change it from okashi, I need to change it to something that works in all 3. I can say, but honestly too, because let's say I said kage o kureta. he gave me the keys, that doesn't really mean in that particular sense. This is where I got to really think about, is this a worthwhile thing to actually throw up in here? Because I could just confuse people. Sometimes you have to let things stay. Like, am I over explaining? So the worst thing you can do is over explain. It's not a big deal. It's like let's say you're talking to your kids about drugs, right? And you explain it so much that they get curious about drugs, and then they investigate drugs on their own, and then they do drugs. But if I didn't talk about it, they just figured out on their own that drugs are bad. Does that make sense? Like, if I over explain it, sometimes I induce overthought in the student. Even though this might be very good grammar, this might be excellent grammar, it might be completely true, but sometimes the omission of that grammar lets you figure it out on your own perfectly, right? It's like in a horror movie. I think it was M. Night Shyamalan who said this. You will imagine a much more scarier monster than M. Night Shyamalan could put on screen. He says, So not showing the monster often makes it a better monster. Sometimes not over-explaining the grammar makes it better grammar. Like, they'll figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about this with Kaneko. Okay. I mean, she doesn't particularly share those same philosophies. She's just going to mostly talk about the sentences here. Because she didn't have to learn Japanese, but I just think when you learn Japanese, it's so confusing if you have got these three different ways. Like, you might be thinking, wait a minute, another way to say give? Another way to say give? But what about ageru? What about kureru? I'm going to think that. So I think I'm already answering my question. I have to somehow explain ageru and kureru, but then I don't know if I'm hitting the mark properly, because if I change the object from okashi, which is not something that typically has ownership anyway, it's not like, this is my okashi, no one else can own this. No, it's like, but if you're talking about your cell phone, 私は子供たちに携帯電話をあげました. Does that always imply ownership transfer? No? But watasu certainly doesn't. Watasu literally, maybe I need to say kureru and ageru could imply ownership change, but typically watasu doesn't. But then I'm not really giving a solid enough rule. So I need to think about that. I need to sleep on this one. I need to lay on this one. Okay, Z. I think I have a meeting at 10. What's it about? How deep is my brain going to be fried? Well, come on. Get me to calendar, iPhone. Don't take me to photo. How do I get to... I don't know. Sometimes I can get the calendar. Oh, there we go. Okay. Monetization and avatar. And then I have a TV appearance at 3. Then I'm working on Korean from Zero Book later on at 7, and I have Japanese from Zero Book 1 with Matsi at 4. I'll just do a little bit of Korean. I'll glance at it. Discipline, man, discipline. Maybe even 15 minutes is better than none. Let's get this over with. Alright, this is where I continued last time. Perfect. I know right where I was. Tochakada. Place, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so sukjiru hada is a maid. I need to explain that. this is going to be a little bit tricky. 도착하다 and 출발하다 are official verbs incorporating 하다. This is different from 숙제를 하다, from the above, from the prior section. 숙제를 하다 is a when we say 숙제를 하다, we are merely doing homework, but we are not doing arrival and departure. Because of this, there will never be an object marker 을 used. Before 하다. I'll clean that up later, but that's what I need to talk about here. All right. Let's make some examples. What did I learn in this lesson? After this weird going from book 5 of Japanese from Zero to book 1 of Korean from Zero, I have to remember what these guys actually know. It's much harder to write simple write sentences in a level 1 book. I see you guys talking about copyright issues. Yeah, you can copyright the example sentences and groups of words, for example. So if someone took my exact same groups of words, I could sue them. It would be very obvious. If someone copies what I'm doing, it would be very obvious. And I could sue them on those grounds. It wouldn't be unobvious. Besides, me showing you writing the book, how is that any different from you picking up the book? Granted, I'm talking about methodology here, but just because you know a methodology, like I can understand how to throw a baseball, doesn't mean I'm going to be able to throw that baseball. It's easy to watch how something's done, but it's hard to actually imitate how that thing is done. All right. 저는 오늘 한국어를 공부했어요. Yeah, I don't think we can say much more complicated sentences than that. Actually, I'm going to make that future. 할 거예요. Oops. 거예요. We didn't learn how to say with somebody yet, for example. So I can't use that. Still don't know how to say want. Yeah, we haven't learned how to say want to, so I can't use that. That would be nice, but that doesn't come up until later. I need oh wait, why am I doing kombu? That's not coming up until next. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's next. Well, just copy that over there, won't we? And that all still says 출발, so I'm going to have to fix that. We learned times already? Or is that coming up later? I think we learned times in like a prior lesson. There's money. I think it was in 12. Which is coincidentally where we learn it in Japanese from 0. It was not in 12. No, we didn't learn times yet. I don't think we learned times yet. Times are complicated in Korean. They're extremely complicated. Oh, we did. Never mind. Good review. 11, okay. Hands off to anyone that can write a textbook. You know, copying a style or not. I mean, it is freaking hard to write a textbook. It is not easy. Okay. 어제 오전 7시에 서울에 I'm not gonna, that's too much for the original sentence. 어제 서울에 도착했어요. No, you know what? Can they handle that? They can handle that. 도착했어요. We'll just teacher note it. We'll give them a little bit of a helping hand here. 어제 오전 7시에 서울에 도착했어요. Yesterday I arrived in Seoul. Do you say arrive in Seoul? 오전 at 7 a.m. 출발! 출발. What people do we know? Do we know how to say parents? Pumonim. Nope. Oh, if I spelled it right, we might know it. Yay! Ah, but we use it here before we teach it. It's never been taught. What lesson is this? 16. That means I'm going to add it somewhere. Let's add it. Can this lesson handle a new? Absolutely it can. Bingo. Parents. Pumonim. Wait, what did I do? I thought I moved that. Ah, I'm such an idiot. I moved the wrong. I moved it, but then I edited the wrong one. I'm gonna move this up here. 부모님 세시밤 세시밤에 What places do we know at this point? I think we know Busan. 부산에서 출발했어요. We'll make that future. 할 거예요. 출발할 거예요. Now, am I doing Sissy right? I feel like there's a space with time. Let's go to lesson 11 and double check what we wrote there. Uh-oh. Okay. Lesson 11. Yeah, there's a space. And then 3 o'clock. Yeah, that didn't feel right. I knew that didn't feel right. Okay. Gotta remember. Wait. Hana say. Yeah, okay. I could do 2 more examples each. Typically, I like 2 examples for each verb. I'll do that, and then I'll take a bath, and I'll get ready for my meeting here. So I don't need a bath for this meeting, do I? I could just stay here with my hat. All right, number 3. We'll do another 도착. Or I could do a little. Let me do a little example conversation here. Just to make it awesome. Yeah, that one will fit. It's weird. I feel like Bob Ross. We're just going to go ahead and add a little tree here. I'm going to go ahead and paint some rocks here on this lake. That's exactly what I feel like. Okay. Ooh, why does this look different than this? Oh, the font's different. That's Arial. And this is Yes Japan Gothic. Let's go ahead and change. Let's modify these maras. Okay. This, okay. Yeah, because that should be Arial. Okay. 몇 시에 도착해요? Okay, I had a note prior to use more hajiman, so I could probably use a hajiman here. I gotta fix this. Let's see. 몇 시에 도착해요? Okay, let's do this. Let's give them a different time. 10시. 10시에 도착할 거예요. Oops. 하지만 that time doesn't work. You know what? I'll just doesn't matter. We don't know if it's an airplane or not, so that's cool. 12시. Oh, wait. This doesn't, I don't know why these are both bold also. This styling is all wrong. This is not, this is all supposed to be normal. (10시에) 출발했어요. I departed at 10. 하지만 12시에 도착할 거예요. But I'm going to arrive at 12. Why is this bolded? This is a Q&A top, isn't it? Yep. Let's make this a conversation top. How about a conversation with a border top? I like it. It feels very natural. It feels good. Alright, I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit, then I'm gonna stop for now. Let me go let me go run the bath. So this needs to be 공부하다, 연습하다, 공부해, 연습해. Okay, these are both 하다, and this is subject. oops. 공부하다. practice a subject? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. 한국 갈 거예요. I think we learn 매일. We learn 매일 like above this. Yep. What lesson is that? 10. Wow. Okay. 저는 매일. What do we practice? I practice Chinese? 중국어를 연습해요. 제 여동생은 My younger sister practices Chinese every day. Alright, that seems good for now. That seems good to me for now. Let's look at some of these comments. Oh, what's talking about? There's a typo in that example sentence. Okay, let's see. 7 a.m. Ah, thank you. At 7 a.m. Thank you much, Robotnik. Mr. Robotnik says, today I learned how grueling textbook development is. Well, I mean, yeah. You can't just, think about it, you can't just randomly make a textbook. It's not like a random process. George, did you make the other JFC textbooks yourself using Word? Yes, I did. If we go back to Japanese from Zero books, I can show you, where are these? There's books from, I'd have to search let me see if I can find this while my bath is filling. If I look for Japanese from Zero book 6, I'll find this. Alright, so I have a folder here called Japanese from Zero book 6. I know that's ridiculous, but this is a good one to show the old editions from the way I used to design the books. So let's open up this file from 2013. And you can see the style difference is completely... Oh, did I say jukje? Oh, let me go fix that. Hang on. Jukje on the other page. Jukje. Yeah, I do that a lot. Jukje, there it is. Sukje. Thank you for finding that out. Alright. What was I going to show you? Book 6. So, book 6, I've obviously copied in some stuff here. This looks like book 5. Oh no, this was just a template I made. Okay. Where's the original? Okay, so this is the old style. This is the old style. You could see it's completely different. It's all squared off. It's not stylized the same way. This is the original like 2008 stylings. So it's pretty sparse. It's pretty bad. It's still indicative of how I do it now. And actually, there's an even older version of these books that if I showed you, you'd be surprised. But like we used to, this is like copyright 2000, and the company wasn't even called Japanese from Zero. It was called Japanese Classes by TTI, because this is what we. Erika-chan mitaina kanojo ga hoshii desu. Like this is all book 6 classes that I was teaching as after people had already been through all the level 5 stuff. So let's not talk about it. But yeah, book 6 is a possibility. This is too tight. I'll have to fix this, but let me go see if I can stop the bath. Anyway, the thing is, I've worked with, like, no offense to anybody, obviously, but I've worked with Reed, and sometimes Reed can nail what I feel is the right style, but just because you show somebody how to do something, typically they don't do it. They over explain sometimes, or I don't know, and who am I to know what is the best way? It's just my opinion. But when I look at other people that I've worked with, they miss the mark. In my mind, they miss the mark. So I will extensively rewrite what they've written, or delete a lot of what they've written if they've written anything. Normally, like, I haven't looked at Chinese from Zero yet, and I'm really curious to see. I've only looked at like a sampling of it, and it looked fantastic. Justin is writing that with his co-author from Taiwan named Aunt Anna, and I'm curious to see. I think if anyone understands the style that I'm shooting for, it's Justin, because Justin and I talk every day about grammar. It becomes a topic of our conversation, and he does seem to really grasp what I want, what I believe is what he believes. So we'll see. We'll see if he nails it. But it's not easy to write a textbook. It's and God bless anyone that can finish writing a textbook. Like Go Billy for the Korean series. I originally tapped him to write Korean from Zero. Long story short, he didn't end up writing it, but he did end up writing 3 books, and I was very impressed. Very impressed that he finished 3 books. I don't think he's spent the time remodifying his books, but maybe he could argue my books were perfect. He could say my books were perfect, so I didn't have to remodel them. But I know my books needed work. I felt like they needed work. That's my opinion. Even though we're highly rated and we sell a lot of the books, and I meet people all the time that say they love my books. I've met people that said, because of your book, there's a funny thing. It was kind of a nice moment for me, but I was at the Korean meetup in Vegas, and I give away our books all the time at the Korean meetup, and I had given away my books to somebody like a month or so prior back, and then we were all we're all eating at this fusion Korean restaurant after the meetup, and I was talking to her. I had only given it to her. I didn't know who she was, but when she came to the food, the eating together, I was like, oh, okay, and we talk, and I got to know her, and she's like, yeah, I was studying this one book, but I'll tell you what, until I saw your book, until I used your book, I couldn't understand this other book, and I was like, what book was it? And she pulled this really ragged book out of her bag that she had been really studying hard on. It was Go Billy's book. And it was just a nice moment. she said, your book made Billy's book understandable. And then she understood what Billy's book was doing. And I was like, you don't even know the history with Billy's book. I mean, that's amazing. That made me just, it was like a present delivered to me because of my history with Billy. There's no big negative. There's some slight animosity from Billy hating me and for some reason. It's okay. Billy's a good guy. Billy really works hard. Billy's amazing. But it was just kind of nice at that moment in my life to see that my book had helped in that way. There's other moments where it was like, holy crap, like I was in Korea and I went to a language meetup in Korea where they teach you Korean. So this is like an opposite moment. And even though my book is free for anyone to download, I didn't know what to expect, but I went to this meetup and they said, here's the book we're going to use. And they threw Korean Made Simple on the table, which is Billy's book. And I was like, oh man, I'm not going to learn Korean from Billy's book. Please don't make me learn Korean from Billy's book. But it turns out I was above the level already. And I just ended up with the Korean girl. We were just explaining to this other girl Korean concepts. So we didn't actually go through his book. Thank God. Because that would have been awkward for me. Anyway, Billy does know more Korean than me, so I can't complain though. All right. I gotta go take a bath. I have a meeting in 30 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. Blah, blah, blah. I'll see you guys later. If I can find the way to stop the stream, I will stop the stream. And maybe we'll see each other tomorrow when I do just a little bit every day to get these books done. Bye.